Hi, I'm Darnell with Wave Over Recipes, and this is my 30-day review of the Cuisinart 3-in-1 microwave air fryer. And I will start off by saying that you should always get the cooker that works best for you. Not the one that works best for me, or the one that I really like and enjoy, but the one that works best for you. And I think this is going to be a prime example of that. Because in this particular cooker, I think they probably messed up on the naming right off the bat. I don't think they should have named it the Cuisinart 3-in-1 microwave air fry. They should have named it the Cuisinart 3-in-1 air fryer microwave. And the reason why that's important is because, and I'm seeing the reviews of other people online and what they're saying versus how I feel about it. And, you know, a lot of people are coming into this wanting a fabulous microwave. They want a great microwave. This is a great air fryer. It's a fantastic air fryer. The Combi cooking feature in this microwave air fryer is fabulous. It's a great air fryer. It's a great Combi cooking cooker. It's a weak microwave. It's a 700-watt microwave. It's probably weaker than any microwave you've probably ever possibly used in your life, unless you used a real small one. So it's a weak microwave. It's not a great microwave. There are a lot of people that hate this cooker because doesn't have a great microwave. Me, on the other hand, I like a good air fryer. And having a microwave is a bonus. So it's a great air fryer. And so with that, I really enjoy it. Now, since it's a 700-watt microwave, that means that when you're cooking food in it, you're probably definitely, not just probably, in my opinion, definitely, going to need to use more time than you would usually with microwave cooking. Usually with things that I cook in it, if something usually takes a minute in other microwaves, it might take 2 minutes in this microwave. Something takes 3 minutes in another microwave, it's probably going to take maybe 4, maybe 4.5 in this microwave. You know, for things that, you know, usually whatever you're going to cook things in a microwave at, it's going to need another minute, 2, maybe 3 more in this microwave. It's just going to need a little extra time because it's only a 700-watt microwave. Now, when it comes to things like melting butter, like in my initial review, and I hope that you've seen that, because in that initial review is where I do all the test cooks and all that other stuff is done in the initial review. This review in the 30-day, I just talk about it. But basically, you know, it was able to do things like melt butter, and it does a good job melting butter. You know, it does a lot of things that you want to do in a microwave. It can do them all. It just, for cooking things, like you usually cook a lot of things from frozen in a microwave, you're going to need some extra time to make sure that they fully cook. I mean, the good thing is it's harder to overcook in this microwave because it doesn't cook as powerfully. But you just need to add a little extra time with the microwave. And if you were able to get over that mental hurdle of just adding a little extra time when microwaving, I think you can really enjoy this cooker. And with the microwave, I wanted to point out something else. That with the microwave function, if you're doing a defrost, I found that you want to change the defrost. Instead of using their defrost feature, which works at about 30% power, you want to use the microwave on about 40% power. So you could, you know, like hit microwave, press the knob, and then go down to 40% power, so just 10% above, and then set your time and cook at 40% power instead of 30 when you're doing defrost. Because this being a 700-watt microwave, it's a little weak, but if you set it to 40%, it'll work like defrost works in most microwaves. If you just give it a little bump up, you probably can defrost in about the same amount of time that you would defrost things in. But when you're blasting things at 100% microwave power, you know, at full blast, then it only being 700 watts, you are going to just have to add extra time to compensate. And one little thing I wanted to mention for any of you who happen to have the old Rangemate Pro still, the Rangemate Pro can fit in here, but the top of the Rangemate Pro touches the heating coil, but you're not going to be using the AirFryer function when you're using the Rangemate Pro, if you're familiar with that cooker, and I've got some videos about that here on this channel. But because of that, when you're cooking in the Rangemate Pro in here, it won't spin around because, well, it's like it'll spin, but the lid will kind of be fixed in place because it's touching the heating coil, so the bottom can spin, but the top will be just kind of staying still. The lid will be staying still. So the Rangemade Pro will fit in here, can be used in here, but just know that it's kind of a tight fit. Now the air fryer in this cooker, as I said, is very good. It's fabulous. I mean, if you're used to using Cuisinart air fryers, this is a Cuisinart air fryer. Totally. In my opinion, totally a Cuisinart air fryer. Of course, you have to use their air fryer accessories. And here I have the air frying accessories. They have the air fry basket and the pan that you use underneath. Basically, as long as you can fit it in here, this thing can air fry it pretty good. It's a great air fryer. And, you know, basically it cooks, if you're wondering if it cooks as good as like Cuisinart digital air fryer toaster oven, yes, it air fries about as good as the Cuisinart digital air fryer toaster oven. I mean, it's that good, it's that hot. It doesn't have a preheat, it doesn't need a preheat. It's just 1500 watts of air frying power, and because it's a smaller size cooker, it's able to focus that heat in. Smaller cookers are able to focus that heat in, don't need a whole, you know, they don't need a full 1800 watts if they're manufactured and designed well, to focus that heat for air frying things really good. And so, you know, Cuisinart, you know, they're all about making a decent air fryer. And so they know how to do it, and they did a great job in this microwave, just basically making it so that it can do a good job air frying. It's a microwave air fryer, but I think it's more of a air fryer than a microwave. And so with that said, you know that it can basically keep up with like basket air fryers. I mean, that's how good Cuisinart air fryers are. They can go pound for pound, bow for bow with basket air fryers. And this one can keep up with that as far as its air frying. It just does a great job with that. Now when you're air frying things that are in this cooker for a period of time, I found you don't have to flip them over. If you want to flip, you can. But it is able to sufficiently cook both sides of things without you having to flip them over. With something as sensitive as toast, you know, it's not going to get both sides of toast well. But for other things that are in it for a while to air fry, it is able to cook both sides well enough. But, you know, it's up to you if you want to flip. Now, as far as it being an oven, it's a good oven, a little small, but a good oven. You just use the baking pan here when you're doing bakes. And this pan does help crisp the bottom of things some. Even though the heat's coming from the top, it does crisp some things up from the bottom. If you even see in my initial review where I like baked up the crescent rolls, you know, the bottoms of those got nice and crisp, even though the you know, the heat's coming down from the top. The bottom's got a nice decent cook too, so it got cooked all the way around. So it does a good job as an oven, a good job as an air fryer. Basically, the difference between using this as an oven and using it as an air fryer is whether you have this in this or you don't. If you have this in this, you're air frying. If you don't, you're baking and using it as an oven. That's the only difference. But it does a great job. And another thing this cooker does a great job with is its combi cooking, where it's using a combination of the microwave and the oven features at the same time. It does a really great job with that. You can't use anything that's unsafe for a microwave when you're cooking like that. You know, got to use like your Pyrex or something, you know, that's safe for like an oven and a microwave. But it does a great job. Combi cooking in here literally cuts my cooking time just about in half. Just about in half. I know in the initial review I did the turkey breast roast. That turkey breast roast got overcooked in, you know, like an hour. It got overcooked. Usually turkey breast roast is going to take like an hour and a half cooking in most cookers. But it took like, in an hour, it way overcooked it. And I've done 2 more turkey breast roasts since then in this, just testing it out and seeing, you know, what the times are for getting a turkey breast roast right in this cooker. And it takes about 55 minutes, to do the combi cook of a turkey breast roast. And so that's pretty good. I mean, that almost cuts the cooking time of a turkey breast roast in half. For things like, I've done like a frozen burger patty in here. Frozen burger patty in air fryer is going to take maybe about 13 minutes to get to my nice well done preference, or kind of close to well done preference. And so in here on the Combi cook, it takes about 8 minutes to Combi cook it, and it comes out nicely done in just 8 minutes. If you like yours, more to the rare end, it's probably going to take, even less time than that on the Combi cook, and that uses a combination of the air fryer and the oven at the same time. The Combi cooker in here is fabulous. The Combi cooker in here, no problem saying, better than the Combi cooker in the Breville the Breville microwave. I meant the Breville Combi wave, sorry. I want to make sure I got the name right, but it's better than the Combi cooking in the Breville Combi wave. Breville Combi wave is a larger size cooker, and so everything you're trying to heat up in it takes longer, and it doesn't do the Combi cooking as well as this one as far as time is concerned. And the whole purpose of Combi cooking is to cut down on the time. This Cuisinart can cut down the time on Combi cooking better than the Breville Combi wave, but the Breville Combi wave, is able to hold more. Now, one thing that makes cookers very good or very bad is how well sealed they are. If they're not sealed well, then a lot of heat escapes unnecessarily. They don't cook as well overall. And that's something that I explained with like the Ninja XL Pro air fry oven. The seal on the door of that makes it a great cooker because the air is not getting out the front door. And this cooker, being a microwave air fryer, is sealed very well. Things are sealed up very well, so it's able to cook very well. But with that, there's a lot of exhaust, and it has to go somewhere when you're doing like especially like your air frying and such, even when you're doing microwaving. But when you're doing air frying and you've got a lot of hot exhaust that has to go somewhere, it has to go out somewhere. And so it goes out right here on the back top end. There are these little exhaust area right there. All the hot air comes out right there. And that's why you have to give this cooker 12 inches of clearance on the top, because all the hot air comes out from right there. If you have this under your cabinet's going to get hotter than it has with any other cooker, with the hot air that this puts out blowing up to your cabinet. You don't want to have a cabinet over this. And so it's best not to have this, under a cabinet. So, you have to have it on an area where it can have a lot of room for that hot air to blow, maybe like a table island, like a little island in your kitchen or something. It's going to work better on that. Something that doesn't have a cabinet right over top of it because of the hot air. But, it cooks, like I said, really well. It cooks things up really fast. And so that hot air they just designed it has to come out here. And something I'm often asked about with these types of cookers, in this particular one, you can cook toast well in this one. In the Breville Combi wave, people ask me about toasting it. And it's like, yeah, but it's kind of tricky, so I don't even get into it. You can, but, to me it's like kind of tricky to just do toast right in that. It really isn't like, really how you really want your toast done, in my opinion. But with this one, it can cook toast well like it would be done in an air fryer. So, usually air fryers cooking toast are going to cook one side better than the other side of your toast, because like white bread or just bread is so sensitive, you're only going to be able to get one side cooked before the other side gets cooked well when heat's coming down from the top. So it is able to cook toast well. It does a good job on toast, but it's like you would expect from most air fryers where one side gets cooked more than the other. But this cooker does, I would say this is good for cooking toast, and I've cooked a good bit of toast in it. I wanted to mention for sure to let you know that the buttons on the front here, they're kind of hard to press. You got to press, like some cookers, you press the buttons real easy and they respond real easy. Not with this one. You've got to be firm with your pressing of the buttons when you're using this cooker, or it's not going to respond. And you got to make sure you press firm right in the right spot. Don't know why some cookers are like that and not, others not. But it seems like when cookers have like actual buttons instead of like the flat kind of panel type of screen that you're pressing, usually when they just have real buttons you press in, you can more easily, you know, work the interface than you can with these types of flat panel things. But the buttons, you know, you got to give them a little bit of a firm touch when you're trying to use the buttons on this cooker. That's something you definitely want to keep in mind. But as far as the ease of use when it comes to using this cooker, if you're just using it for basic air frying functions, basic oven functions, basic microwave functions, it's easy to use. But it gets a little complicated if you want to go beyond that. Like if you want to do like using its melt features or the Combi Cook different types of code features. Instead of it having words come on the screen, it has different codes. Like when you go to the melt features, it has like maybe an A2 or A3, and when you're doing Combi cooking, it has like a CC2 or something like that. You have to know what the codes mean, and so you know it'd be nice if they had full words, but you have to basically maybe reference the manual to make sure that you know what the code means when you're using it. So when you're using it for beyond basic stuff and just the basic functions, it gets a little complicated, and you have to, or you want to keep the manual handy to be able to, reference, what each thing means or each code is going to mean when you're doing different types of cooks and such. As far as noise, this is not a loud cooker. It's as loud as most microwaves are. Even when you're air frying or using the oven feature, it's as loud as most microwaves are. And it's not like a quiet cooker. I wouldn't say it's quiet, but it is not loud at all. For something that does air frying, I'd compare it to most microwaves as far as the noise that it makes. And as far as smoke, I've had zero smoke issues out of this cooker. I've cooked like frozen sausage in it and such. Never had a smoke problem from it at all. Combi cooking things, even things that get overcooked, I've just never had a smoke problem from it. I think that's just due to its efficient design. And, Cuisinart, they just do a good job. I can't, other than their chef's convection toaster oven, I never had smoke issues with a Cuisinart cooker. Just that chef's convection toaster oven, I think that had a poor design when it came to smoke. But this one, no problems with smoke at all. Their digital air fryer toaster oven, no smoke at all out of that one. So this is good. If you're cooking things that have some oil in them and such, you probably won't have any smoke problems, in my opinion. I haven't had any at all. Now, as far as cleaning this cooker, you clean it just like you would a microwave. I mean, how hard is it to clean? Just like a microwave. I haven't had much pop up into the top there, but I mean, you can use like a wet damp cloth to wipe off anything that gets up top there if you want, but it's pretty much like cleaning a microwave in my opinion. And the accessories are very non-stick, so I just wash those by hand myself. They're very non-stick, very easy to clean off. Haven't had a problem with those at all. Now I want to do basically talk about comparison of this cooker with just one other cooker, and that's the Breville Combi Wave, because that's the only microwave air fryer that I kept for more than a day. I did have that Amazon smart oven, but that didn't last more than a day with me, literally. But the Breville Combi Wave, compared to this cooker, the Breville's bigger, but the Breville is terrible comparatively as an oven. This is much better as an oven, although it doesn't have the size. And it's better for air frying, even though the Breville Combi Wave did okay for air frying, marginal okay for air frying. This is a straight up air fryer right here. And the Breville is a better microwave. The Breville is a more powerful, it's just a better microwave, no doubt. But other than a microwave, I like the Cuisinart microwave air fryer better than the Breville Combi Wave when it comes to basically anything other than, like the microwave is a little weak, but I can live with that. I can live with a weak microwave. I want a strong air fryer, and this is a strong air fryer. And so basically between the two, since this is a stronger air fryer, I like the Cuisinart microwave air fryer better than the Breville Combi Wave. That's my opinion. And so, I really like it. I'd say, basically because I like this Cuisinart a lot better, that this is basically, quite honestly now, my favorite cooker. I mean, this is my favorite cooker of all because it can do microwave, it can do air fry, it can do oven. Now, because of its size and because of the need to have the airflow from, a foot of airflow over top of it, I don't keep it on my counter. I still use something like the Ninja Foodie XL Smart Air Fry Oven to basically do my countertop cooking of stuff that is big enough that needs to fit into something bigger. But for this, as far as this is concerned, this is my favorite cooker personally, and this is why I said, get what works for you, not what works for me, because seriously, this is my favorite cooker now because it can do it all. Literally, it can air fry, it can microwave, it can bake. It's just small. And so, I keep the Ninja Foodie XL Pro Air Fry Oven for bigger stuff and other things that I'm cooking. But I really like this overall for basically it's able to do everything. And so, it's a one cooking wonder, can do it all. And the combi cooking is great. It can combi cook real good. Like the Breville Combi Wave is weaker on its combi cooking than this. So I really like this cooker overall better than any other in my opinion. But I will say for like the air fry oven, if you just want an air fry oven that doesn't have a microwave, then sure, the Ninja Foodie XL Pro air fry oven is probably going to be a winner for you. Now I want to go into probably what you could call a little bit of inside baseball as to why you don't see a whole lot of these microwave air fryers reviewed at this time on this channel, and why you haven't seen any cooks other than the initial review of this cooker on this channel. And it's because despite how many of you out there like these, want to see these, or what have you, not enough of you do. Not enough. And so, the return on investment as a YouTuber is just not there for me to invest a whole lot of time and energy in these right now. I really like this one, and that's why I got it. I only get one of these combo microwave air fryers if I really, really think it's really, really going to be a winner. And so I got the Amazon Smart Oven because I was, really hyped a lot, and it worked integrated with the Smart Assistant. It really, it got a lot of hype. And so I got that one, but I wasn't impressed at all by it. I got the Breville Combi Wave because it was the first that offered combi cooking, to do combination cooking, and it was great. It was great. But this one I got because, Cuisinart. I knew Cuisinart is, a game air frying. If they're coming out with an air fryer microwave, I want to try it out. And I'm impressed. I like it. I don't mind that it's a weak microwave. I'm impressed. I like it. I know it's small. But if you want a really, really, really good air fryer, it's not going to be really, 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 really big. So basically, I'm real happy with it. But, that's why I haven't done, other cook videos with this cooker. I haven't gone, and I know there are other microwave air fryers out there. I will say that they're not on my radar at this time because the audience overall is geared towards other things. And so, as this channel grows bigger, I kind of have to go with the flow, as the channel gets bigger, things kind of get moved in certain directions. And so, for me to do a bunch of microwave air fryer reviews now, it's just not there. It's just not there right now. I'm not saying that, a lot of microwave air fryers won't be reviewed in the future. You never know. By, later on this year or sometime down the line, it might be nothing but those. I think they could be the future of cooking. And, maybe at some point I'll do a lot more of other ones. But for right now, I only get these if I really, really, really believe it's going to be a real, real winner. I really like it. And I like what Cuisinart's done here. So it's going to be a hard time getting me to go try another one unless it really, really seems like it's really, really going to be a winner. And for right now, the Cuisinart's the winner for me in this game of the microwave air fry type of cooker. So that concludes the review. And so in the video description, you'll see like referral link for getting this cooker if you're interested in it, or to like my Amazon shop and such. Also, you'll see other ways to help out this channel. And, you know, I definitely appreciate you taking the time to watch this. As I said, if you haven't already seen it, watch the initial review of this cooker so you can check out what it can do in some real cooks and other testing that I did with it. And so with all that, I will say, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and good eating.